What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and I'm back at it again. And I just seen Kimetsu no Yaiba episode 13, and overall, it was very good. It was very, very good. I'm not gonna get up here and say that, oh my gosh, it was so fantastic and everything, because it was a good episode, but I didn't feel that way until the second, well, towards the ending of the episode. Now, I was so hyped to see the fight with the demon, because I honestly thought that we was going to get to see the guy with the boar's head actually fight the demon, because Tanjiro was still a little hurt from the other fight. But we didn't. We got to see Tanjiro fight him, and Tanjiro's fight with him was absolutely amazing. But at the same time, I think it would have been a little bit better if the dude with the boar's head would have fought him. But Tanjiro's fight was absolutely great, man. You could definitely see the progression in Tanjiro as a character, and with him developing his skills and adapting to stuff in situations a whole lot better now. But the fight, it wasn't lacking to me. It just I just think it would have been 10 times better if the dude with the boar's head would have fought the demon instead of Tanjiro. But I will admit though, in that fight, when we got to see a glimpse of the demon's past and someone talking down to him and demeaning his work, and just demeaning him overall, all of these demons pretty much, they all, like the main ones that Tanjiro fight, they all pretty much have a tragic past, what pushed them to become demons. So man, it is really it's really great on the creator and the animator's part to show those scenes with the characters where the demons, where they show like their past and what forced them into becoming a demon. Man, you could definitely feel the emotion coming when they show those parts. But the fight wasn't lackluster. I just think it would have been 10 times better if that dude had fought him instead of Tanjiro. But it was a great character development moment for Tanjiro to push through his pain and constantly evolve and attack the demon. But what else I was going to say? Oh, we did find out that we knew that he was one of the 12 demon moons, but he was in the lower tier. And I will admit, now he was a little struggle for Tanjiro in the beginning, but then Tanjiro kind of adapted to understand his style of fighting, and it kind of got to him. So he ended up beating him. But dude was a little hardcore, but he was one of the lower 6. So I mean, I don't know what number he was. I mean, he could have been number 6, he could have been number 1, but he was one of the lower 6 of the 12 demon moons. So that means there's a higher 6 that's absolutely stronger than the lower 6 and this dude in general. So that I'm so excited to see further on down the line, to see how strong is the higher 6 of the 12 demon moons. But let's get to my favorite moments of the episode, and that is towards the ending, and pretty much the whole second half of the episode, when Zenitsu had already escaped the mansion, but Tanjiro is now leaving the mansion with the little kid and his sister. And he gets outside and he finds that Zenitsu is covered over the box that's keeping his sister safe. I can't think of her name. I really can't. Anyway, he's hovering over the box keeping his sister safe. Nezuko. Yeah, okay. He's hovering over the box keeping Nezuko safe. And the dude with the boar's head is like attacking Zenitsu, just kicking him and punching him, and they just keep kicking him, and he's trying to get at the box, because as we know, and I said this in my last video, that all of these demon slayers have particular skills. Tanjiro his sense of smell is just off the charts, and Zenitsu's sense of hearing is off the charts. Now, we didn't get any indication of what was the guys in the boar's head, but like when he came out, he said he has a vibe that there's a demon nearby, and the box. But for him, he just kept attacking Zenitsu, man. But he was trying to get at the box, and then we get to see one of my favorite parts of this episode. Sorry about the train. we get to see one of my favorite parts about this episode, and that, dude, seriously? And we get to see, I'm so sorry. We get to see one of my favorite parts about this episode, and that is Zenitsu's past, man. Well, semi-past and flashback type thing, where he said he could always hear pretty much great, and just like Tanjiro could smell. And he always heard what people talked about him or said about him, even when he was asleep, and that freaked people out. I mean, that's a little freaky. It's just a little bit, but and that always forced him to, kind of just be. And he was always willing and trustworthy of the wrong people, but he was like, the moment he met Tanjiro, he knew that Nezuko was in the box, because he was like, get this. We know Tanjiro can smell, and he was like, oh, I smell demon blood, or like, well, this is human blood, and everything smells different, and I can sense and everything. But Zenitsu can hear, and he was like, everything gives off a different type of sound, and he was like, ever since I met Tanjiro, I could tell that there was a demon in the box, because it gave off a different sound than what humans give off, and animals and everything. So I'm really loving them diving into the aspect of each demon slayer's senses, where one of the senses being super heightened compared to the other senses, and making them super cool, actually. And he was like, he always knew that it was a demon inside the box, but he decided to protect the box anyway. And dude is beat up, man. Dude just started kicking him, and kept kicking him for no reason, only to just get inside the box. But he didn't. I don't know, man. You gotta give Zenitsu credit, man. Dude deserves an honor, man. He didn't even know the whole situation going on with Tanjiro and Nezuko. He just was like, I know that this is super important to Tanjiro, and I have to protect this box. That is rare, man, to find someone that's willing to go that length to do that, man. It's crazy. But then we get to another one of my favorite parts in this. It is like it's at the very ending, and we see Tanjiro thinking and contemplating what's going on, and then he sees flashbacks of his family, and he thinks about Nezuko and everything, and then he just bum rushes dude, and then it goes off. Man, I wanted to see what would happen, but I feel like next week is gonna be a fight between him and the dude with the boar's head. It was so good. It bum rushed him, and then it just started to go off. But that, to me, that was this episode. That's what I enjoyed about this episode. The first half was very good, and we got to see the resolution with Tanjiro and the demon. But I'm just gonna be real. I enjoyed the second half a lot better. It gave me more, and I'm not bashing the first half. The first half was absolutely great. I loved to see the resolution and the closing of the fight between the Tanjiro and the demon. But I felt like it would have been better if it was the fight, if the dude with the boar's head had actually fought the demon, and that's just my opinion. But the second half was absolutely fantastic to me, and I love getting more in depth with Zenitsu, man. Zenitsu, I honestly love his character, man. It was a moment in this episode that he that, like, after they had escaped and he saved the other kid, and his head hit his head hit the ground, and he was bleeding. He was like, no, am I gonna be okay? He's like, I don't know. That scenes like that, man. Zenitsu's a wonderful character, and I'm so glad that as of right now he's sticking around, man. But this is your boy Nick Incredible. I wasn't too hyped about this episode, or wasn't too, over the top, because it's just the first half didn't really do it for me. I love when they get to the fights and stuff like this, but I understand this wasn't one of the other fights that were just so climatic that it just went boom, 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 boom. It happened, and then it was a resolution, and it was done. But I will admit that one scene where Tanjiro done his water breathing, I think it was like the 9th form, and you could see the CGI water splash and everything. Now that moment and that scene was absolutely fantastic. Now that scene deserves an award. Now with the water splash, it looked very great. But the second half was just better to me, man. That's my opinion. This is your boy, Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.